Hi YouTube friends and family, I'm a Survivor and Thriver here. I haven't done a quail update in a while, so I wanted to share with you guys what's going on with my quail. We have the big ones there and the little ones down here. Okay, first I'm going to tell you what happened with the big ones. Let me take you a picture inside of the cage. Okay guys, this is what happened. One day I came outside to feed the quail, and I'm looking around. There are only 5 quail in here when at first I had 6. So I'm looking around and oh my gosh, I found one of the quail in the pen dead. I don't know what killed the quail. I don't know what happened. When I inspected the quail, nothing was wrong with the quail as far as any visible damages or anything like that, like an animal snuck in a cage and killed him. So the only thing I'm assuming is that something happened and the quail got scared and jumped up and broke his neck. So I have 5 now. I have 1 cock and 4 hens. So that's what's going on with the quail in the bigger cage setup I have here. Okay, other than that, they're doing extremely well. They're healthy and they're having fun. And as you can see, the pan that I use back there to put their diatomaceous earth in is empty, so I will be filling that up today so that they could jump around and play in there like they usually do. Alright, so let's go down here. Okay, now, as you can see, I only have 3 quail in here. These are the standard Coturnix quail. I had 6, and I'm going to explain to you guys what happened. I went on a trip to the mountains of North Carolina to our cabin up there in the woods, and while I was gone I had my brother to come over here and check on the livestock and feed them and water them and so on and so forth. So he was really the caretaker when I was gone, and I was up there for like 6 days. So while I was up there, on the 3rd day he called me and he asked me about the watering for the quail, and he was asking me about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he has not been watering my quail. He didn't know that the little water that's upside down right here, he didn't know that you screw the lid off to water them. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So my quail has been 3 days without water. He's been feeding them fine. They look nice and plump when I got back, but one of them was walking around looking very lethargic, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's not gonna make it. And sure enough, I came in the cage the next day to feed them like I normally do and water them, and he was dead, as well as 2 others. They were in the cage dead. So I felt really bad because, you know, I entrusted my little babies to my brother, and you know, they didn't get the care that they should have been getting, but he did his best for someone who's not, you know, used to taking care of animals, you know. So, you know, I still thanked him and everything, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Before you go out of town, make sure that you school the person thoroughly on feeding your animals, because if you don't, the same thing could happen to you that happened to me. Other than that, I'm surprised that I have any of these quail left over. They're very resilient, because I know for sure that these little guys here has been without water for a few days at least before he called me. So I'm very grateful for that. But the only thing that I've noticed about these remaining quail here is since that happened, they have not laid 1 egg. So I don't know, maybe they're just traumatized or they're damaged in some way or whatever. But what I'm going to do is get some more hatching eggs and hatch out more quail so that I could continue to get the eggs from them. These bigger ones, I get 2 eggs a day from these big ones. So that's what's going on here. And right next to the quail cage, I have comfrey that I'm growing. This is the Bocking 4 comfrey. They have Bocking 4 that you use for animal feed, and they also have Bocking 14 that permaculturists use to fertilize their garden. So I decided to get the Bocking 14 because I can get a twofer with that. I can fertilize my garden as well as feed my animals. And the rabbits and the quail, they love this comfrey. For some reason, they said livestock don't really like the Bocking 14. They don't know if it has a bitter taste to them or whatever. But the Bocking 4, I can attest that they love it. And I will put a link in the description box to share with you where I got my comfrey from in case you're interested. But that's what's going on here at my little place right now with my quail. So, you know how it goes. If you want to be like me, I'm a survivor and thriver out.